Yeah, you might have to share it. I tried to tag you whenever I was talking about it. So
Okay.
did you see that? Okay, we are
Yeah.
live. We are live. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
And happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yay.
And then also Mother's Day coming up this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
Yes. Do you guys have a special Mother's Day? You're going to be moving.
Yeah, literally moving out on Sunday. So
you
no.
get a house for Mother's Day. Woohoo!
Yay. That's
I'm
exciting.
I'm getting a bike.
Oh yeah? That's kind of fun.
Like a real bike, not like a Peloton or anything like that, like a bike that you can like go on the streets with. Ouch. Oh gosh. And I didn't want a 10 speed. Like 10 speeds freak me out because I don't like hand brakes because I feel like it's the pedal brakes that really like you have control. So it took Mac a while, but he told me he found a bike for me. There's big people.
I don't know. So I feel like I need the brake thing explained to me. Like you don't like what now?
I don't know. You know how when you're growing up, the kid bikes, they all have the pedal brakes?
Yes.
Okay, so I got really used to I used to love riding my bike. Like I rode my bike everywhere. But then you reach a certain age and all that's available are like 10 speeds.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what the grown-ups use.
Right. Well, it's freaked me out and I stopped riding my bike everywhere. And then my brother took my 10 speed and took it through the mud and trashed it. And then I never had a bike anymore. So for years I wanted to have a bike, but I don't want a 10 speed because I don't like the feeling of pedaling backwards and losing control. Like that freaks me out.
Huh.
And then a couple of years ago, I saw at Walmart when we were picking out bikes for our kids that you can actually buy adult bikes that have pedal brakes.
See, I wouldn't be able to do that after having ridden a 10 speed because I would start going backwards and I would just stop all the time. It'd be like going, stop.
I'm wondering I'm wondering how it's going to be for me to actually get on a bike. They say that it like never, once you learn, you can always ride a bike. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I also asked if he would please get me a basketball hoop, but it's the bike. He always has a choice. And so he chose a bike this year. Whenever I put the
kids have bikes?
Yeah, they have bikes. Mm-hmm.
So you'll be able to ride with them then?
Yep. And everybody but 4 and 5 know how to. I mean, like number 4 has training wheels still, and little guy, he has like those big wheels. But yeah. Do you guys have bikes?
We used to actually go like biking in the woods on trails and like that whole nine. That when I was much younger, and I gotta say, like one of the things that I'm so glad I did was have kids young. Because I could do that. Like if they ever asked me to go biking right now, I'd be like, what? There's no way. Like not on the trails like we used to do, where it's actually like rocky and bumpy and like you almost fall over. Like if that was the case now, I'd have so many broken limbs like that wouldn't be a thing. So I'm glad I had kids young.
Yeah, I had kids old. I'm going to be an old mom, so
You're younger than me.
Yeah, but all my kids are little. By the time that you were 40, your kids were like teenagers and stuff, right?
Yeah. I could be a grandma right now, like technically.
Exactly. I could too, honestly. I mean, no, my kids not. I mean, people my age are grandparents.
Yeah.
But I have a 2-year-old. And I'm going to tell you something. Having a baby at 37 is not for the faint of heart.
I cannot imagine. I can't. I can't. Because I'm like, what? I think I'm 42, 78. Yeah, I'm 42. And just, no, I couldn't. Like, I can't even get up off from the floor when I'm down there. Like, I don't know how I would ever. Yeah, that's insane.
Yes, that is hard. So, yes. Okay, so were you able to share this? I had to go back to this and see. Oh my gosh! So we do have somebody that's watching. Hey Kim, she says that she had twins at 36.
Oh,
she beats me. She beats me.
Kim's the winner. Kim's the winner of that for sure.
I couldn't even imagine having twins at any age, let alone in my upper 30s. No.
Yeah.
Although, do you know that if you procreate, the older you are and the more you procreate, the more chances or more likely you are to have fraternal twins. It's true. So my chances, if I have another pregnancy, which probably will never happen for many reasons.
Did you just say probably?
Probably, like, it could still physically happen. But my chances of fraternal twins are like amazing. So I'm just saying. Oh, and Kim says it's insanity. Yes, yeah. I believe you, Kim. Yes, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
That would not be a thing in my. They actually thought I was so sick with all of my pregnancies that they thought Bryson was twins, and they kept looking because I was so sick that they're like, you've got to have 2 in there, like, you know, for whatever reason. And I was only 20 years old, and at the time I was like, oh my God, like I can't have twins right now, like. That also cannot be a thing. Like, I feel like I could do twins. I could have done twins between like 25 and 30, but it would have had to have been, yeah.
Wow. I can't even imagine if I were 20 and pregnant, I would have been the absolute worst mom ever.
I would kill my kids if they ever did that now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my sister too, she had, Kim says, preach sister. My sister, Kim, I have a sister, Kim, she had her kids young. Now she's just 10 years older than me, and she has grandkids, and she still looks really young, and she's doing all these fun things. And so I mean, it works for some people. It wouldn't have worked for me because I was too selfish at the time to have kids, you know. I was too selfish at 28. I didn't even realize it, though. Until you have kids, you don't even realize it.
Yeah, you don't understand how selfish you are. Yeah. Well, if my son had kids when I had kids, I would be a grandma right now.
Wow.
So that's just crazy to think about.
You would be a sexy grandma.
Hell yeah. I don't think that's ever, those are never words that you should put together.
No, when my sister Kim became a grandma, that's what I did. I sent her a mug, and I had it made saying sexy grandma.
That feels so wrong on so many levels.
Oh no, man, I want to be a sexy grandma. I feel like the older I get, the better I look. But, you know, that's just me. Anyway, we've kind of lost track of.
Yeah. That all started with Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. We're so sorry.
Yes. Actually, the coolest thing about this last week, and I'm streaming from my author's page. I wonder if that was maybe not the best thing. But the coolest thing about hey Sarah, Dr. Sarah is watching. Hey friend. So a lot of people actually did share their favorite teacher stories, and I thought it would be fun if we could read those out loud. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, my friend Matt, and we'll just go every other person since I'm being so bossy.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so my friend Matt, he says, my favorite teacher, I was blessed with many, many fantastic teachers throughout my life, but 2 stand out during my 8th grade year at Truman Middle School, Mrs. Evans, the librarian, and Mr. Hilton, who was English language arts. Mrs. Evans taught me how to live with character and humility. Though it was years before I would really put those into practice, she planted the seeds. Mr. Hilton showed me how to live with a disability. I was already on the right path, but entertaining. Oh, I didn't take a picture of the last part of that. But it said something about how, because he was in a wheelchair at that time. And so he was able to to have a good example of what it was like to be a man in a wheelchair. So I'm sorry, Matt, that I butchered that end. All right.
Well, the one I have is from Melissa Shields, and it says, I had 3 favorite teachers. My 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Judy Jones, my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Ken Zakar, and my 11th grade U.S. history teacher, Mr. Charlie Williams. Each one of them made the effort to connect to me as a human, and I loved them for it.
That's awesome. And Erin Kiger says, my favorite teacher is Mrs. Hartz. She was my 2nd grade teacher. I still remember her hugs and her perfume, and I remember how strict she was and how she challenged us all.
And then I have Desmond Hasty. He starts out, ooh, I want a book. So this was for winning a book. So One of my favorite teachers is Deidre Goldberg. She taught me how to make blue butter and challenged us with her fiery personality. I would like to know what Deidre taught that she made.
Yeah.
Blue butter.
Right.
I'm assuming it was like culinary arts, but you never know.
Right, right.
I think it was in 4th grade. Oh, she said, I think it was in 4th grade. Huh.
Oh, wow.
Blue butter. I don't even know what blue butter is, let alone making it.
I don't either. Desmond, please fill us in. But we could make, that could be something we do here live, make blue butter.
We could. Also, Dennis Fanning was one of my favorite high school teachers. His history class was one of the first classes I received an A in. They both have impacted my life because they've challenged me to be better than an average student.
Awesome.
Very
Kristen
cool.
Copper says, Mr. Niz was my favorite science teacher. He made learning fun.
All right. And then finally, Kyle Anderson, Mr. Bell, my high school biology teacher, just took the time to care for everyone. Conversations were more than just identifying the parts of a frog.
Yes. And Dean Gainey says, Mr. Hale, trigonometry and analytical geometry. Who takes those classes? Dean. Smart people. High school. So kind, patient, encouraging. He was so mellow and chill. And I do have Dr. Sarah. She said, Mr. Johnson was my chorus teacher. High school wasn't the best time, but he helped me see myself as a singer. So thank you all for sharing. And there were a couple of people that like shared our post, and I put them in the drawing too, like Brianne and Heidi. So they responded to our post. I went ahead and put them into the drawing. Because,
and I think too that to look at all of what we just read, like there's an important theme in those appreciations. Like Dean did not say, while in analytical geometry or whatever it was called, like I've literally never heard of that class before, so there's that. But in analytical geometry, we learned how to do blah, 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 and some sort of content. Like he didn't say that. Every single post said, this teacher made me feel. And that is why we appreciate teachers. It's not the content that you're pushing out. It's the way that you make the students learn and feel. So I think that's important as well.
I think that's an excellent point. And even especially right now, as you know, teachers are teaching remotely. I mean, what are they going to really remember? Are they going to be remembering any sort of like content lessons, or are they going to remember you cutting up with them, the games that you play, and actually being able to meet with their friends virtually? Those are definitely the things that they're going to remember. It is our emotions and our feelings. And I love that you brought that up. And there was definitely that commonality between all of them.
Yeah, like there was one of the teachers that I used to work with when I was a tech director. She had posted yesterday on Facebook that she always asks her students kind of a goofy question as like to get them started and get them thinking and reasoning, and they have to like prove what they're thinking type thing. And so she said, "Well, if you could choose, what would you rather be, a bird or a horse?" And one of her kids said, "I would rather be a bird because then I could fly to your house and land on your windowsill and say hi," or something to that effect. And that's the stuff the kids are going to remember. They're not going to remember the math lesson that you did. They're going to remember missing you during this time and missing that feeling of connection. So it's really important with I have a difficult time calling it virtual learning. It's really like emergency learning or whatever. But during this time, being super intentional about making those connections is really important.
Yes. And Brianne is watching and she says, definitely relationships matter. And she says her math lessons this week, she dressed up like Ninja Turtles, Mario, and a unicorn. And that is what they're going to remember.
I would remember that for sure. In fact, I think she should do that for us. Like,
right.
I don't know why she's only saving that for her students. Like, I feel like that should be
right. She was live with me last night. She missed an opportunity. Dang. And she, she's the author of Play Yay, so she's all about play. So that's really cool, Brianne. Thank you for sharing that with us. The students that come up to me after, my students always tell me it was the songs we sang. Always. Like every single one of my students, I don't think I've ever had a student that didn't say something about the songs we sang. It's always, and I have a great voice. In fact, my students always say that I should be on American Idol. Well, I just say, I'm just joking. My voice is all right. I would be on the blooper reel if I were ever on American Idol. But I love it that they say that. And I don't really care if I have a good or a bad voice. I love to sing and it is so joyful. And that's always what that's always, what my students say. So it really is how you make them feel and those things that really make their brains plug in emotionally. So
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
Well, so cool. Okay, so we're going to have our drawing in just a second, our drawings for our books. Now, you're moving, so were you able to find your books or are they still in boxes?
My books are packed.
Okay.
Yeah, they're packed, but I do have one of Fire Within and one of Reignite the Flames.
Oh, you do? You are doing both? Awesome.
Yeah. So we'll be able to pick 4 total, I think, right?
Yeah.
1 or 2? Yeah.
I'll do 2.
Okay.
I'll match you. And the cool thing is I actually tried to find the Fire Within last night too, but it's also still packed away from me. I was going to try to have the book out so that one of us could hold it. Yes, but it is still packed away in the garage. But go ahead. And hey, I want to give a shout out to Melissa Shield is watching. Thank you, Sarah. She says her voice is amazing. All right, so go ahead. Yeah, tell us about your books, Mandy, before we have our drawing.
Okay, so Fire Within is my first book. It is a book on, it kind of covers a span of different teacher engagement or mental health things, talks about adversity and lots of stories from people who have gone through adversity and how they've used what they've learned with their students and to be a better teacher. Melody is one of the contributing authors for that book. And then it also goes into things like secondary traumatic stress and post-traumatic growth. So that's Fire Within. The Reignite the Flames, the other one that I'm giving out, that is the follow-up to the Fire Within. That one puts together some of the research and thinking I've been doing on teacher engagement and how we can help empower teachers to become engaged again or stay engaged. And what that actually means for our schools and for them, for their own happiness and self-efficacy. So those would be the 2 that I'm giving out. Reignite the Flames doesn't actually come out until the 15th, so that one will be a little delayed in shipping.
Right. So that's awesome. And I think that it's incredible that you have this book out right now, because I think as we go back into the new school year, I think it would be a great resource for teachers to be able to read during the summer. I think it will help them to get back into whatever it's going to look like. I don't even want to say new reality. I have no idea. Whatever the future looks like, because who knows? Yeah. But I think that, a lot of teachers are feeling traumatized. A lot of students are. So it would definitely be a good book for many people to have. And mine is the I'm Sorry story. I wrote this. Can you see it?
Yep, we can see it.
I wrote this as a teacher, probably in my 6th year. My first draft was in my 6th year of teaching. I was pregnant with my oldest child. She's 11, so it was a long time ago. And I've, of course, since I have written this over and over and over, but the message is just how to help kids take responsibility for when they've hurt others. And it used to be something we talked about, but I thought, you know what, I'm getting really tired of saying these things. Let's just do this in a story. It was just so much easier to relate this kind of lesson into a story. And every year that I read it to my class, they absolutely loved it. So after I helped contribute to the Fire Within, I was like, well, maybe I can actually get this story published. Maybe it has a chance. And of course, EduMatch Publishing took it, and it is the story that it is now, after amazing authors have helped me to rewrite it into something that is beneficial for, like, some people have told me it's for, it's ageless. So, if you win this, and a couple adults told me yesterday that they really enjoyed it. So it's definitely something that is useful for all ages. And all right, so without further ado.
Well, and I love the illustrations in your book. Like, show a couple of the illustrations.
Thank
That's my
you.
favorite part of the kids' books.
You are so sweet. So yeah, I will show. In fact, I'll show you my favorite illustration. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
So this is my favorite illustration.
Aww.
Yeah.
Move it to the side a little bit. Yeah.
The side.
Other side.
Okay.
We're
this side.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. There we go.
Okay.
Beautiful. Love it.
Yes. And so my illustrator just had her first child, and she's an amazing educator also. And we based our illustrations on our students. And we worked at a beautiful school with beautiful students. And I love that literally every kid can pick this up and feel like they're involved in it. And thank you for saying that, because yes, one of my favorite parts is also the illustrations. And so I appreciate that so much. All right. So what I did is everybody who shared, I gave them a number. And so I have numbers 1 through 12. And if you, Mandy, let's see, we have 4 numbers. We'll do Fire Within, then I'm Sorry, then Reignite the Flames, then I'm Sorry. How about that?
Perfect.
Okay. So your first number, what is that?
So 1 through 12 I pick?
Yep.
Okay. So I pick, well, let's do number 1, because that would be the first person who responded.
All right. That was Matt Hoskins. He wins. Yay. Matt Hoskins, congratulations. So he is going to get the Fire Within. All right. And all right, the first I'm Sorry winner, go ahead and give me another number.
Okay, let's do number 7.
That is, Kyle Anderson.
Oh, Kyle, we know Kyle.
Yeah, we know Kyle. Kyle Anderson, woohoo. Okay, give me another number for Reignite the Flames.
Okay, we'll do 10.
And, you know what? I gave people that shared it out another number. That was Matt again, so.
Oh, okay.
Another number.
Let's do 4.
And that is Brianne Fennell.
We love Brianne.
All right, Brianne, congratulations. And then the last, I'm Sorry. Yeah.
Should we do number 12?
Ooh, and number 12 is Aaron Kiger.
All right.
All right. So awesome. Congratulations to Matt for winning Fire Within, Kyle Anderson for the I'm Sorry story, Brianne Fennell for Reignite the Flames, and Aaron Kiger for the I'm Sorry story. Congratulations, guys. Yay!
Awesome.
And thank you for sharing your amazing teacher stories. Oh, and you know what? I missed the banner for the drawing for the winners. Congratulations.
Yay.
All right. And so, look, we're blowing up with emojis on here. Thank you guys. You guys make us feel so special. We hope we make you feel special. All right. Well, Mandy shared a video with me that was hysterical. And so if you are here today and you need a laugh, do you want to give us some background on this, Mandy, while I get it prepared to share?
Yeah, I don't remember even who shared it with me, so I apologize if you were the one and I'm not giving you credit. I'm not doing it on purpose. I just don't remember. But this video absolutely made my day, and I sent it to I even sent it to my family, and they were just dying. So it's just a little girl. They must live in Ireland, I'm guessing, or Scotland, or some sort of accent like that. So there are captions on the bottom, and she just reminded me of how funny kids are, and you know, like my kids are older and they're still very funny, but kind of that like innocent funniness. And so we wanted to share this video in case you hadn't seen it.
And it is Mental Health Awareness Month, so everybody needs a good laugh, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so here it goes.
Why can you not let me just go for one night?
Because you're too little to go to the pub.
Mommy, I'm 6. 6. I am absolutely just 6.
Yeah, exactly. You're 6. Not 16, not 17, not 18. You're 6.
And Millie's 6. She got to go to the pub.
For her daddy's birthday party.
And did I get to go?
No.
Well then, why do I not get to go to the couch and spend time with my auntie? It's my weekend off. All the other kids are going. Please, I just for one night, and I won't go to the bingo anymore. I won't go to the bingo tomorrow.
Okay, I'm trying to go tighter.
Yeah, but I don't care. I'm just asking you.
What did Daddy say to all this?
He's ignoring me. He's on his phone. It's me.
He what?
He's giving out to me. He's shouting at me. I'm trying to talk to him.
Maybe because you're doing his head in.
I'm not doing his head, and I'm trying to tell him something, and he's being mean to me. All the time when you're gone, he thinks he gets his own way and everything. He thinks that he can go on his phone, and he thinks that he has to spend time with me, and he thinks that he pretends he's cleaning when you're gone, and he doesn't really clean. He comes, I go into the kitchen because I'm hungry, and then he's on his phone, and I said, I'm cleaning. I said, where?
my God, I love that so much.
I love her. She is so cute. It is unbelievable.
It is, and I feel her pain because I'm 39 and I can't go to the pub. Oh God, that makes me want to cry every single time I watch that. She is adorable, and I hope that gave us all. Oh my gosh, and I am so behind on my banners. So it's so funny. I try so hard to, be involved and everything. But yes, so that was a good laugh, and I can put the link in that if anybody wants to watch that again. That's funny. And please, if you have a funny kid story, put that in a link, and we'd love to watch it. Everybody needs a good laugh. So yes, and if also on my Facebook, if you're friends with me, my son has learned to cross his eyes. The other day I was eating breakfast and he started crossing his eyes at me, and I was like, oh my God, did he hit his head? And I don't know, because it was just, I couldn't believe him crossing his eyes. But it turns out that he just likes to cross his eyes. And I put that video up. So anyway, definitely share your funny videos. Where our time is about over. Thank you guys for watching. Mandy, do you have any closing words or things you want to say?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think as far as the like funny kid stuff goes, like when I started out being a teacher, like if I had to give a piece of advice to a new teacher, it would be start a notebook and write things down you never thought you would say, because like that I wish I would have done that. Like so many times words came out of my mouth that I would be like, you really shouldn't be licking that pole. Like, you don't know who's put their hands on that. Like, just stuff that you're like, please don't smear your boogers on your math test. Go get a tissue, just like stuff like that. Like that I never thought I would actually utter the words that I did. And now I said so many times, I wish I would have kept a notebook with things that just, and it can be, and they're funny because like you say things and then you're like, out of context, that sounds so bad. Like,
right.
awful. But in context, unfortunately, it makes sense because you have to tell them, like you have to use those words. And so I think particularly, I'm sure it happens in secondary, but particularly I think in elementary school,
and now you can post it on Facebook, like Dan Tricarco. He's an author. He always puts the funny things that happen with his high school, and they have hilarious conversations or whatever. But now you don't even have to write it in a journal. I don't like to write with a pen anymore. So like typing it out, yes, I think every one of my funny experiences would always have to do with picking your nose. Always about the picking of the noses. Yeah, like I guess we can see it happening. Like when you're in front of the classroom. I
know.
Like, hey baby, we're seeing that.
Yeah, but even like, or like they would, I never ever said this to my students because it would not have been appropriate, but there was that meme that was going around for a while that was like, hey students, something like, hey students, I know that you're on your phone beneath your desk. Nobody stares at their crotch and smiles, or something to that effect. Like, okay, I would never say that, but it was funny because it's
yes.
Like, when they're on their phones, you can see it, and so yeah, I think that I wish I would have done that. So I guess that would be the only thing that I would say in closing, is that little piece of advice.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today, and congratulations to all the winners. Melissa Shields says middle school kids also do and say the darndest things, and you have to try to keep a straight face. Yes. I am often unsuccessful at that. Me too. I am very unsuccessful at keeping a straight face 90% of the time. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, I am able to do it well, but usually not. So thank you for sharing that, Melissa. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Congratulations to all of our book winners. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. Happy Mother's Day. Happy weekend. Am I forgetting anything?
Things. I don't think so.
Happy all the things. All the things. Yes. All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, everyone.